All right, we are live and direct with my friend Rick Rucker from Equity.
Yo,
What's up, Rick?
what's going on, Al? How's it going, my man?
Man, it's going great. We are 7 days out from Rock and Rescue, and we are going to put that on the shelf and talk about that in a minute. But I'm super excited to be partnering with you on multiple things. But before we get into Rock and Rescue, before we get into talking about Investor Source, I want to talk about you. You've been really a leader and a thought leader in the real estate industry, specifically on the mortgage side of things for a few decades now. You're an OG, as we say. And so just tell us a little bit about Rick and what got you into the real estate and just sort of your niche on why somebody should be calling you when they need real estate needs.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm kind of one of those, I guess, to Al's point, one of those old school cowboys. I started in the business way back in the day, 2005. Um, Learned the hardest way imaginable. We were cold calling public record leads at my first broker. Predominantly, we did subprime, but we also did some prime stuff. But I just kind of, I guess, bootstrapped my way up and figured out the hardest way imaginable how to do it. Actually, all during that time, and actually one of the other business ventures that Al and I are working on is I was in the music business. So I worked with a lot of bigger artists, and I guess that will kind of I'll pull that back into how it pertains to real estate and mortgages. But I work with a lot of under some of the biggest names in entertainment: 50 Cent, Akon, Pitbull. A lot of these bigger artists. I learned how to scale the music business, which taught me a lot. Steve Rifkin was one of my mentors in the business game. SRC Records, Loud Records, Julia Beverly over at Ozone Magazine. So the greatest thing about entertainment is they teach you the hustle, and that hustle can transpire into different business avenues. So I was always kind of in the music business. When the market crashed, I actually shifted gears for a couple of years, and I did that full time. Like I said, I work with every major record label, learned artist promotion, and how that works. And the business side of the music business, which a lot of people aren't aware of, like how the business side works, there's a huge business side. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually get burned. So I learned that, got back into the mortgage game probably around 2009. I went to work for a larger bank in an underwriting capacity. So I learned, I really learned how to structure files from the ops side. I think that every great salesperson, needs to move to ops side at one point just so they understand, what makes a good loan work. And it's, that's kind of a testament why our pull-through rates are almost 96% versus, our competition on average is at 70%, meaning if 7 out of 10 people walk through the door, they're getting approved. Whereas with us, 9+ people that come to us, we say you're good, they actually go to the closing table. So worked for a couple other shops. Big up to Bill and Jeremy over at Nations Lending. I still have a really good relationship with Bill, mentor of mine. Had a brief stint at Cross Country. Shout out to my guy Ron, great outfit there. But then I kind of shifted and said, you know what, I kind of want to do my own thing. So I worked in the branch capacity, what's called like a net branch or whatever, for the better part of probably 8 or 9 years before I started Equity Capital Mortgage Group. And the premise of Equity Capital Mortgage Group was to specifically target women, minority investors, Gen Z, and millennials. That's kind of our target market. If you look at the loans that we're closing, those are the people that we focus in on. I do find it funny. I see a lot of emails out there that, we're called emerging markets or whatever. But honestly, I'm very passionate in telling the industry in general, like, we're not emerging. You guys shut us out for so long, and you didn't give the right voice, the right opportunity. And I'm the voice, to Al's point. I think very creatively, very outside the box. We can work with a first-time home buyer with dinged up credit. I had dinged up credit when the market shifted, obviously. We can help investors build out their portfolio. We do commercial lending. So the Fannie and Freddie stuff, we can actually do DSCR, a very popular product, which, as long as you have a cash flowing property, you can actually finance it without tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, all that good stuff. Foreign nationals, we have a lot of folks. I actually spoke to a couple foreign national investors from Canada yesterday. So really, I mean, when the market shifted in 2022, we don't like saying that there's ever a down market. Al and I are very positive preachers. Like the moment you get it in your head that, oh my God, the market's going to, whatever, the moment you start thinking that way, it's probably going to go that way. Whereas, we had our biggest August ever last month. And again, that's a testament to me just telling my people, tune everybody out, focusing on my voice, because, I've been through this before. I've been through 4 or 5 squeezes. I'm sure Al can attest to this. He's been through a couple squeezes, and we're both salts of the earth people. I grew up in a small town called Twinsburg. I lived in upstate New York in another small town called Scotia. I was actually born in East Cleveland, so a lot of times I understand where people are coming from a wide variety of backgrounds. But we're just real people, and that's what makes folks successful. I think the industry got plagued with a lot of people that got in it for the money. Can you make a lot of money in this business? Yes, but the moment you get into it specifically for the money, obviously, if you're just in it for the money, you're going to be out of the game. I mean, we lost 70,000 loan officers or something crazy in the last 24 months. So
if that money's your only motivation, money gets you in, money will get you out.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. So versus just focusing on value first, money follows value.
Yeah.
And that really is kind of like what we were saying, Rick, is that from being an investor myself, buying regular just retail homes, from retail homes to doubles, triples, and multifamily apartment buildings, you really need a lender who understands the investor side of things. I've gotten financing, or at least tried to get financing from, your normal run-of-the-mill bank. And I'm going to tell you, I'm actually going through it right now. We're doing a big project down in Texas it's actually not I'm brought in as an investor on it, but they literally want everything, including my second child. I'm pretty sure, like, we're talking, I've never been asked to jump through as many hoops as I have in my life. It's actually to the point where I'm just like, I don't think I even want to do the deal. And I think that it's because these banks, certain of them, they know one thing. It's a square peg in a square hole, or it's a round peg in a round hole. And if it doesn't fit those two things, that's it. Yeah. And it really takes somebody like Rick with Equity Capital and his group that understand the mindset of an investor. They also understand, oftentimes, investors, entrepreneurs, they're self-employed. So, there's things that need to be looked at outside of the box, not necessarily in any kind of a shady way or anything like that. I mean, but companies like Rick's, Equity Capital, have products that banks just don't have. They have solutions, and that's really what it boils down to is, the problems of an investor out there. If you're looking to get into investing, you need to come to Investor Source, which is actually tonight at Icon. That's we can plug that in a minute. Okay. Rick is a founder of Investor Source, which is basically a networking group of investors that get together, share deals, help solve each other's problems, and mastermind and learn the ins and outs of investing. But Rick's company, Equity Capital, not only has the products, if you're an investor, even if you're a new investor, right, Rick? Like, you're a new investor looking to get into this, reach out to Rick. We got his phone number scrolling along the bottom.
Yeah. And Al, to your point, it's not really like, you don't really have to push the envelope, as Al was saying, but in the lending world, there's, you got hard money, which we have outlets for, we can direct people towards. You got private money, which are kind of where a lot of these commercial deals are landing. And then you have Fannie and Freddie properties. The Fannie and Freddie, to Al's point, you probably want to go to the dentist, when it comes to getting that on the investor side. Now, obviously, if you're a normal conventional first-time home buyer, blah, 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 all that, in that box area, those are great products for you. But, you really need a lender and a realtor and really a title company. We work with exclusively, typically like either Pathway Title or Fidelity Title, just shout them out. We have no affiliations with them. We don't do ABAs, but you really need the three-headed monster. But specifically to Al's point, we're the ones that fund the deal. So if you have a lender that, gets a file and they're in that box and they're like, we can't do it, blah, 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 you're never going to be able to build out that portfolio. We have first time, meaning you can literally be renting as long as you can prove that you paid your rent for the last 12 months. We have an outlet to place you to buy underneath the DSCR platform. DSCR, again, means debt service coverage ratio. It's just saying, hey, does your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance meet your lease payment? And as long as you have those, at least that 1-to-1 ratio, typically as that ratio goes higher, like meaning if you have higher cash flows, the rates get more competitive. But we have all the way down to first-time home buyer options to we've helped people expand into 20, 30, 40 unit. My sister just closed the 18 unit portfolio deal with one of her clients. And again, is it always fun? No, I will fully attest to Al's point. If you're buying a 1 to 4 unit very quickly, but if you're buying a portfolio, you're buying a larger multifamily deal, you really need somebody that can help you navigate the stress of it. We are exceptionally good at that. And also to Al's point, a lot of people aren't aware. My undergrad is in accounting and marketing. My old man is a PhD in accounting. So problem solving was beat into me at a very young age. I joke that if you ever seen The Men That Built America, how JP Morgan and his dad were about like learning math and all that good stuff. That was my old man. I actually was looking at a Juris Doctorate / MBA program.
Oh, might have lost Rick there for a minute.
Options for you. So
we lost you for a minute there, buddy.
Yeah,
you're back. You're back. Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, it showed that it was still live, but I couldn't tell. But
yeah, it's all good. Let's get this. Let's talk Rock and Rescue.
Yeah.
Our first year working together as partners on Rock and Rescue, which is our charity concert that we're doing down at Forward. 7 days from tonight, we're going to be partying. And so Rick stepped up. So grateful for your generous donation. He's got his own cabana. If you know Rick, if you don't know Rick, if you want to get to know Rick and do business with him, and if you're a real estate agent and you have investor clients that are hitting brick walls and need solutions for investments, give Rick a call. He's got a bundle of tickets for Rock and Rescue. We got Carlos Jones. I know you know Carlos, Rick, from being in the industry. I cannot wait to see my boy Carlos. And, of course, we have G-Love and Special Sauce who's there to light that sky up.
Yeah.
And, just can't wait. 7 days, man. It's going to fly by.
Yeah, it's going to fly by. And, again, to Al's point, a testament to him. Like, I've always gone, but this is, like, really our first year kind of taking it to the next level. And Al's been a really good friend of ours. He really was instrumental on some things when it came to investor source, some ideas and all that good stuff. I support people that support me, and Al's always been super supportive of us. He's got on our podcast. We do have some special invited guests. I don't want to say that until I confirm because we have a lot of people that are in the industry still. I'll keep that special surprise, knock on wood. But we're working on some things to make the event really, really special this year. It's something I'm very passionate about. Human trafficking is a huge problem in the state of Ohio. I wasn't aware of it till, one of my friends actually, Rochelle Pride, I went to college with. She serves on a couple boards, and she told me, she's like, it's out of control. So stuff that strikes home to me, like I love being a part of, and again, supporting a good friend like Al to, my business.
No, man, we appreciate the support, Rick, and I can't wait to see you. If you know Rick, give Rick a text, 216-288-8642. He's got a bundle of tickets he invested in with this awesome concert and charity. Bring a few bucks with you for some Angelo's pizza. You're not gonna want, we got the Angelo's pizza, the thin crust. I guess it's I hope they're doing a deep dish.
Deep dish is my favorite from Angelo.
My son's helping serve that up. And come dance with us under the stars. Doors open at 6:00. Carlos Jones goes on at 7:30. We are going to have an absolute blast. And you had said, hey, it's a great cause. If not us, who's going to help? Right. And if not, when? Now is the time to do it. 7 days from now, come to Rock and Rescue. Get your tickets from Rick. And I appreciate your support and your friendship. And can't wait to see you next week, buddy.
Always appreciate it, Al.
All right, buddy. You take care.
All right, guys.
Rock